Okay. Hello, peoples. So Path of Exile had an update. This music's real loud. And because of that, I'm doing a little bit of Guild Wars because I have like an hour left in my stream, but I don't want to like call my stream early because that doesn't sound like fun. So just doing a little bit of Guild Wars, and you know what? Let's just continue Nightfall on Rex Templarus because I had no particular plan except I know this is a thing I want to do. So let's just do that. Oh boy, gonna have to take a moment to get my brain reacclimated over to this game, eh? What was I even doing? I just got costs back, so I was leveling up costs and stuff. I should also actually go to my thing. I think last time I should actually okay, this is fine. So last time this program had a bug and wasn't allowing me to add stuff. I've added stuff since then, so this is now where it should be. I was able to figure out the bug in the program. It was a dumb error. Anyway, these are all the skills that we got added during that time because I didn't standard sort it, so they're all just chilling out down here. You can kind of see I got a couple of reversal of damages and an Orson of healing, which apparently I hadn't had on this guy yet, which is real special. Renew life is nice to see that I got. Divert hexes can be useful. Healer's boon is good, of course. Smith's condition is a really good version of that skill. Shroud of Distress is nice. Temple Strike can have its uses. Wither is completely worthless because it turns out the AI never casts Wither. If you want to use Wither, you have to manually do it, which sounds like too much work. So, Remedy Signal of Aggression is not Remedy Signal. Signal of Aggression is very niche, not useless, but niche. Shadow Walk got wrecked. It was a really cool skill at one point. Savannah Heat's nice to see. Got some good Paragon stuff. Energizing Course is really useful if you're going motivation. Mistrust is a good skill. Prepared Shot's useful. Cool. Let's just go ahead and throw in the standard sort then. And save our league again. But yeah, it turned out I had a really bad like lapse of thinking. That led to me not properly allocating allocating stuff. So basically what was happening, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this, is I added, so there's a bug where if you didn't have any skills in any particular rarity, it would crash because what would happen is there wouldn't be enough skills to actually do things. And the solution to that problem was to add a check of like, hey, if there's no skills here, check different rarities to see if there's skills. And what was happening was it was like, oh, it was going down to negative 1 when it should have been going down to 0, and I didn't have the code to set it to 0 because it like searches down and then up, and I didn't have the code to properly make it go the other direction. And then yes, thank you. And then I was basically trying to fix that by adding code to check, except the way that I was checking meant that I wasn't checking to make sure there was skills. I was checking to make sure there was enough skills because I removed skills as you go through. It was this whole thing where it's basically I needed to check against 0 instead of against a non-zero number, or like I needed to check to make sure there was more than none, and I wasn't quite doing that. And hopefully I've explained that at all. I mean, you can go look at the GitHub. The code is there if you want to look at it. It's Skill Booster League area. Warden Priest, we're going to have words. These Corner Bowmen are actually going to be potentially kind of good to drop Pain Inverter on in Venta Cemetery, because I'm going to just be going with this team, because like I need all these physical attackers, right? Like I'm trying to level them. So if it's surrounded by like minions and stuff and whirling defense is going crazy, then Pain Inverter will like just absolutely wreck them, I assume. I'll probably drop the summon. My sim does good work, though. It's nice being Guild Wars again. I really enjoy this game, so I've been enjoying Path of Exile a lot, don't get me wrong. But I've also been missing this game, because I've not been playing it as much. Both things can be true. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's too long of a cast time for Flare. Dunkoro, you are allowed to use Healing Burst, you know. Like, I get it. But, like... it is an option. These priests actually have convert hexes, so that makes them a little bit annoying to deal with. Or it makes hexes a little bit challenging to try to use because they will remove them. It's part of why I've gone a little bit more direct damagey, I guess, with clumsiness. The AI also does not know how to use market protection well, I think. I feel like they just use it on something that's low on health rather than something that's being targeted for damage, but oh well, what you gonna do? Those are not always the same thing, but they are closely aligned. The issue is that I don't think it plays well with minions. Is kind of the summary of that thought. Well, that Ice Imp's not getting summoned. Oh, right, Healing Breeze, not bad. Boy, my brain was looking at the wrong bar. I was looking at Zenmai, I'm like, why is her... I was seeing the Healing Breeze on her giving her a bunch of health regen, and I was interpreting that as energy regen for some reason. I'm like, why is she getting so much energy regen? I'm like, wait, nope, that's not what's going on here at all. Have a flare. Oh, man. Flare is one of those skills that's like not really that great, but also it's fine. But not when it takes 2 seconds to cast. Feels real bad when it takes 2 seconds to cast. Yes, I know. Venta Cemetery, evacuation, etc. Painter is probably not actually that important here either, realistically. Oh, you know what would actually be a really good idea? Ebon Battle Standard of Honor would be really good here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Rogus, give me some experience points. Hey, Dunkoro's leveled up. Okay, I actually need to go through everybody and check for levels. Yeah, he should definitely be using that. I like Healing Breeze reasonably well, but it's maybe not the best in this area because there's a lot of enchantment removal. But Vigorous Spirit helps. This is one of those skills that I think is maybe a bit better than people give it credit for. There's nowhere to see where they're actually at in their stuff, which is a little annoying. He's actually throwing out a good bit of burning as well. This is, by the way, I got Firestorm in Path of Exile. This is kind of... I love it. I love the spell in Guild Wars, so that's kind of why I was like, Oh, I gotta go get it there too. Well, we need to evacuate the wounded. We are ready. I'm bringing this because this increases our damage and is going to really buff all of these dudes we have following us around. Rogers is going to give me a skill I don't care for here, but yeah, whatever. It disables these sentry traps. This is time for our traveling salesman problem. This affects, like, my spell damage, for example. So my flares will hit for plus 15 damage. My bed of coals will hit for plus 15 damage. All of these wanting allies will hit for plus 15 damage. Is really, really going to be good in this mission, I think. Because it'll just increase, like, our damage with how many dudes we have here. Quite a lot. Comes the meteor. Okay, maybe not directly on us, though. It's actually good with Mind Burn, too, now that I think about it, because Mind Burn hits 2 packets of damage. Triggering both is not bad at all. Yeah, Norn's not quite max. Hope y'all are doing well today. I don't know, my brain feels like it switched over to an entirely different mode by, like, restarting the stream like that. It's kind of disorienting, actually. Like, it's the start of a stream. But it's like, yeah, kinda. I think, let's see, we should be able to get through this. Is it then we get warped back? I remember that. I'm trying to remember the order of operations here. It's like actually playing through versus doing random missions is a different matter entirely. Thank you, Acolyte Sasuke. Speaking of which, you just got another level. I should do something about that. I saw a sentry trap. Where is it? Okay, it's back that way. It doesn't matter then. We have enough stance removal. I don't think their whirling defense is causing too many problems. Let's see. I just feel like my energy is a lot lower for some reason. Okay. Nobody has more attributes to invest in. That's fine. Talcor and Melania are going to be the next ones up, which will be nice when that happens. Get that thing turned off. Don't need that dinging us with more damage. Okay, man, this mission is just like, when you're trying to get masters on it, it's just kind of a long one, because you're just going to all of these. And again, it's traveling salesman problem of, like, it's not really a good, efficient route through here. It's just going through as best you can and hoping for the best. I want my corn and tunic. No, not the guard post. Counts as like an item for like select nearest item purposes, which is a little unfortunate. A lot of resurrection signets. I wonder how Zenmai's bar is working. I like her bar in theory. Zenmai's bar, in theory, like, can do knockdown, chain into Blades of Steel and stuff, but an Iron Palm can help in there too. Iron Palm in particular helps her be able to get to Wild Strike, which is part of why it's there. But again, like, I know how to use this bard as the AI. AI, I understand when it's appropriate to do certain things. It's a little bit more dubious, you know? That's probably good enough. We have actually a lot of burning that we're doing on my team, which is nice. Deals a lot of damage. Good old flesh golem. Get out of here, Corn and Bowman. Oh, another level up. Okay, looks like Elias and Zenmai, maybe. I'm just going to scan through everyone just to check. Yes. Okay, more Soul Reaping is good for him. More Critical Strikes is good for her. I should probably actually invest those in Deadly Arts, because she is using Iron Palm, and making that deal a little bit more damage is not a bad thing. Okay, let's get this group, because they're attacking us. Where is this sentry trap? Do I need to be closer? Ow. There we go. I do not entirely know. Oh, there's a sentry trap. I couldn't see it from the plant being in the way. Yeah, this is one of those spots where, like, nearest item button, targeting the item or the sentry is disfavorable. Glad to at least have charge on cost here, though. That's helping for sure. Alright, let's turn this damage spewer off. There we go. Man, I wish I had more to say about this. It's just a matter of going back and forth and hitting all of these guard posts, you know? It's like that is this mission. There's not a whole lot more to say about it than, okay, that's the objective here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But this is where, like, inventory differences really show up. Like, this scythe would probably be so many inventory slots in Path of Exile. You just couldn't carry it. There'd be no reason to pick it up. Just very different games. Well, I might be knocked down, but you move like a dwarf, and therefore you are not able to get your nonsense off on me. I do not like getting strip enchantmented. Strip enchantment would remove 2 enchantments from me, one of which would probably be my fire attunement, which is very important to me, on account of it being how I make my spells more affordable. I also don't want them to strip enchantment Akai Sasuke. Let's be fair here. He needs his enchantment needs even more than I do, or even more than I need mine. Ooh. Getting the scribe there was actually kind of a big deal. The Cornin Scribe is also an elementalist, so it has a lot of energy. Mind Burn deals more damage based on energy. So if I'm getting the additional trigger off of that on one of their elementalists, it means that they have low energy, relatively speaking. Which means they've done a bunch of stuff realistically. But get a little tired of those meteors. I feel like I've gone through here slightly differently than I often do. I don't know if I've dyed this stuff yet. No, that's not. That's what I want. No, I did. I think I did. Didn't I? Maybe not. I think I'm getting really confused among a couple of different characters. Oh man, it's fun seeing Zenmai just jumping around doing acrobatics over there. Okay, let's turn this trap off. Be able to hit the scribe reliably with that. So weapon sets are kind of a thing in this game. It's a really weird spot where it's like they matter, but also maybe you don't use them as much as you could, and it's still okay. But I've got several weapon sets down here. This weapon set right here, which I temporarily swapped to, is what's called a high energy set. It gives me more maximum energy, but at the cost of less energy regeneration. So by using it, I'm able to like temporarily boost my access to energy, because having more energy, like energy and health, generally come off the bottom of your bar, as it were, rather than the top. So like I wouldn't have to regenerate up to the new maximum amount. It's just like straight added. But if I'm going all the way down, suddenly I have to like climb back up again, and it can be... You can really put yourself in a hole if you're not careful. That's kind of how it settles down in the end. But temporarily giving myself more energy like that allows me to be able to get the Mind Burn trigger off of one of the Cornin Elementalists before it's actually done anything, which is quite useful. It's using Cautery Signet because there's a bunch of conditions on everything. I stop it because I want those conditions to work. Cautery Signet heals conditions, basically. Best way to think of it. By turning them all into one condition on you. Now we've done all of the things that we need to do for the bonus. It's just a matter of going back to where Margaret is slicing it out. Oh, that's where an avatar was used. I don't know why that happens. It's a weird visual thing. When you use Avatar of Balthazar, it or any of the avatars, they have like this visual effect that plays when it ends, and it plays on the character and also at the spot where it was used. And I don't know why that happens. Why it plays at the spot where it was used. It's just something that does occur. I feel like at one point it maybe didn't do that, and then it kind of started happening later, and I don't know. It's very, very peculiar, if you ask me. I have a tickle in my throat, so I might need to lean back to cough in a moment. We'll see. Savage shot. Savage shot interrupts me if I'm spellcasting, so I don't know. I feel like there might be people watching this that don't normally watch Guild Wars, so I'm trying to be a little bit more like, here's how things work than I might ordinarily be. But I'm also kind of skipping a lot of the story because I've already done a playthrough where I was examining the story closely and in detail. That'll happen with Path of Exile eventually as well. On future characters, won't be paying as much attention to the story. Dockmaster Alaro. Tell my tale to Elder Soul. Excellent. Yep. Okay, I'm going to kick these two from my party because I want to... This will give me experience, and I want to add in heroes who are not maximum level yet. That way they can get... Maximum level in this game is 20, by the way. So I want to be able to get some experience on them. We're about to do a very non-combatant thing, so... I kind of want my Ice Imp back. I like the Ice Imp because the Ice Imp snared stuff. It slows things down with its skill, which is very useful, I'm finding. Very useful indeed. Elder Soul's just up over here, so we need to talk to him to kind of advance things. I feel like I want this armor to be a rich brown. So to catch anybody up who may be sort of lost in the story or not familiar with what happened, basically we're working with a group called the Sunspears that are based down here in Easton. They're their own organization working with the Istani government. The Cornins over here are being accused of consorting with demons and other dark things, and they launched an assault on the fortress down here, the sort of like Cornin stronghold. Didn't go well. So they kind of had to flee into the countryside where they founded the Sunspear Sanctuary, try to get the wounded back here, and now it's like, let's discuss the aftermath of that attack. It went really poorly. But the guy who's kind of like in charge is like, yeah, but this is still a problem, and you need to go do something about it. Like, summoned literal demons? Leadership smashed? Well, I guess it's up to you to go fix things. So he's going to talk about that right now, I suppose. So yeah, that's kind of the crash course of what's going on. And us going to find allies is kind of what will continue to be happening through a lot of this. Yeah. Okay, good. Got iron out of that. Okay. Ivory salvaging into bone was kind of predictable. Anchorites is so close, but so far from something useful. I mean, Anchorites is not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not valuable. We cannot aid the Sunspears any longer. We must protect Easton while you recruit allies in Vabi. It will not be easy. So now we have to go after the Vabian princes. To Vabi. I just said that, but yes. Okay. So we're supposed to go up here to the command post. Cora, Dunkoro. I guess I had Elias with me. That's right. That's who it was. And Elias is in my party right now. And who was the other person that I had? Somebody else working on the level, right? Milani. Yeah, okay, there we go. I want to make sure I have all these guys with me because I might want to level them and such. Where's my... There's my Shunlai storage chests. You drop some of this stuff off. You sell other of it to the merchants, but... Alright. There we go. I want to figure out what that one's worth later. Don't worry about that later. Let's see. Cost, you can get a little bit more axe skill. Okay, and you're all maxed out. Okay, cool and good. I'm going to leave the party as it is for now. I don't feel like spending a bunch of my limited time on the stream today monkeying about with that. There is a merchant that shows up at some point here, right? I'm sure if I wanted the right spot, I could find him. To Vabi. Okay, this is where we need to find a way through, around. Okay, so we just have a scouting mission. We're going to do some scouting. Going to get some information. I have some chitin fragments that I do not particularly need. I'm going to go talk to Dalzid over here and merchant some stuff off. Then I'm going to go through the proper place. I actually want to hang on to these. Nick is going to be collecting piles of elemental dust soon. So hanging on to that's going to be beneficial. Jahai Bluffs, that's right. That's where we're going right now. Don't know if we'll quite get through Kodonur Crossroads today or not. We might. Just kind of going through the story somewhat quickly, so... If I do, it's going to be a little annoying because I'll have to set up Zed. I'm going to be getting him real soon. Not the worst. Or anything. But it does take time to put together a build. So, hey Narashi. Dokoro said, what about me? Yep. He said, be a better scout, basically. Alright, so now I need to go kill some bugs. And learn about a centaur getting kidnapped. Yeah. There's no advantage to standing closer. I should just make sure I stand in my battle standard of honor. Yeah, I mean, it is really well guarded. I could... I'm not sure if this team would be able to crack it or not. There's a lot of enemies in there. You can go through, though, and just, like, open it up if you want to. Obviously, it's quite challenging, but relatively speaking. Yeah, well, I just keep building up our army. Get a big ol' army. There's some areas where you could probably support a couple of minion masters. place is lined with troops. I agree. That was an accurate assessment of the situation. Oh, goody. I think that was Elias getting another level. Yeah, now Koss, Sasuke, and Zen might need them. This is a little bit more melee heavy than I normally would run in this game. And heroes, but I think it's fine. Melee heroes are not, like, the AI for melee is not the best, so they can be kind of inept at times. People don't necessarily always like working with them. There are some things you can do to kind of help that, but only some. I use those skills in the exact wrong order. But you can see, like, the way the economy of this game works is so different from Path of Exile. The floodplain of Mankalan. What, are we supposed to be ambushed by these Cornins over here or something? Is that the idea? I'm gonna make an ice imp first. I do want to go through that zone transition. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we do need to deal with these guys. The that zone transition leads to another, or it leads close to another area that I just want to make sure I get on my map. So I'll be going through it shortly. That's part of why they're taking less damage. Stand your ground was active. That makes sense. Okay, now I need to go see Lanai for my reward, but I don't need to go that way just yet. Because I think it's more useful to go get the outpost here. I'm going to do that. We're actually really close to just picking up Zed. So that's probably what's going to end up happening here. If we can avoid fighting those guys, it's a lot faster to get through. Looks like we managed, so that's actually a good thing in my book. These guys are going to have a lot of armor against me. Yeah. My, ward there was quite helpful. No, it looks like we might have had some pop-ups. Enemies just kind of like popping out of the water. I'd kind of prefer they not do, you know, but here they are. Trob Roundback. There's a necromancer boss over here. Lutong Heket are the big priority target, though. In my book, they are healers, and I really don't need the enemy healing. Nope, looks like the boss went down. Give me a scroll of insights. Hero's insight, probably? Nope, Berserker's insight. That one might be worth more, actually. I'll have to figure out later. Nope, they do not show up on that minion panel. Interesting. There are various things that show up on this panel labeled minions. Spirits and necromancer minions apparently are the various things. Does not include a certain summons. I feel like maybe it should, but here we are. Anyway, I wanted to get Rylon Refuge on my map, so you can fast travel to towns and outposts. Looks like Zenmai's level 20. She only needs... Yeah, I'm going to do that on her. She only needs 13 critical strikes. More would help offset some stuff, but it's not strictly speaking necessary. Because, like, basically it'd help offset weakness. But if she's getting weakness on her, it doesn't really matter that much at that point. She's not doing a whole lot. It's better to just cleanse the weakness. Worried about how heavy the fortified things are, and now Zed Shadowhoof is being a problem. So, let's go confront one Zed Shadowhoof. I'm kind of tired of taking the time to use this. Let's just grab Snowstorm. Give him a little Fire Ice routine. Zed's plan here is extremely idiotic. He's just assuming we're... I don't know. Not gonna, like... just kill him like we would any random Cornin patrol coming in and attacking us. I don't know. It's very optimistic is what I'm saying. He basically threatens to expose us to our enemies. And we're like, okay. We won't, like, just randomly slaughter you for walking in here. Like, basically his diplomacy skills should have gotten him permanently imprisoned or killed in our base. And they didn't, because that's not the sort of game this is. Kind of, sometimes. And it feels a little bit arbitrary. I don't know, something that I thought about when I was doing my story-focused playthrough of this game, and it just kind of like low-key bothers me. Like, you know, why does Zed think it's safe to walk into our camp and just not get absolutely ended? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because he really shouldn't expect different. Like, we also know from other quests that the centaurs eat humans, so it's like, why would we be on any sort of good terms with them? It just feels so, like, wonky from a larger construction standpoint. Shelboa, the Ravenous. I always think Shelboa's in a slightly different spot, but maybe I'm just thinking about coming from Kodonur Crossroads, not going to. I think we're probably going to end up fighting this thing, so I'm just going to start the fight. Chillblains. Chillblains is a big AoE enchantment strip, and really sucks. So, oh great! And then our minion master died, and all of his minions went rogue. That's a thing that happens. I want my Mandragore root. Bugs. I think you're gonna have a real hard time like healing through that. There we go. I could open this chest. I think I'd rather use a lockpick. Did I retain? I did. The key would have just been used up. I feel like chests in this game are not particularly good a lot of the time. You have to use resources to open them, and most of the time they just don't contain anything useful. Yeah, plant fibers for some unknown reason. Wood. I was hoping for iron ingots. Nope. Wood. Okay, Haraj, fire main. Give us the business. We're here with Zed. Welcome to Kodonur Crossroads. Population U and Zed. Okay, so Zed's gotten added to, well, will be about to get added to my team. So I'm going to probably drop quite a few. I don't know, we'll see what I do here. There we go. Zed, hero unlocked. That means I go over here and I add a Nightfall Elementalist pack. Ooh. Skills. So the new skills are over here, which are Blinding Surge, Mind Blast. Ooh, Glowstone's actually a really good pickup. Standard Sword. And save. Okay, I'll need to look at that in a moment for what I'm doing with Zed. But first, it looks like Sasuke and Koss finished their level up routines, which is excellent news. But what I'm probably going to do at this point is leave party. And then construct kind of a team from there. I think I'm okay with these two. I'm kind of holding down the fort. I like having Elias with me. Minions. Zed needs a real bar and stuff. We'll get to that. Sasuke. Heida's probably set up for something? Not really. I kind of want to keep Koss around for movement. Maybe I can do... Well, okay. Hang on. Heida's probably spec'd. Okay. I don't... What? Okay, she's just kind of all over the place. Whatever. Never mind. I'm not going to worry about trying to figure out what's going on there. Let's grab Daedalon. Yeah, that's actually probably really useful here. As a bar, just in general. What I ideally want is some run speed buffs. Just because it helps you get through things faster. You know what? Koss is just set up. I'm not going to worry about it much. I'll just bring Koss. He can go around asking people questions. That's fine. Okay, let's go back to my guild hall for a moment. I need to pick up stuff for Zed. Zed Shadowhoof, of course, has a water staff. That won't do. Get out of here, water staff. I have an old earth staff. Yes, this right here. That you can use. Excellent. I can also take this moment to clear out some of the other things in my inventory. We'll do this mission and then probably wrap up, I think. Ooh, this one's got some value to it. Yeah, Anchorite, Minor Tactics. Anchorite I know isn't going to be worth much. It just isn't. These are the buy prices buying from them, so they're going to be... Okay, yeah, this is not... Neither of those are worth enough to not just sell the armor as is. Okay, now I need Soup Earth. I feel like I might want to give him Pyromancer's Insignia. Did I give Sasuke anything? No. I'm just going to give him both Pyromancer's Insignia. I feel like Pyromancy tends to be the one that you want to resist the most. This gives you resistance against fire, which, as you can imagine, is quite useful. It's specifically for elementalists. It doesn't... You can't put these on anyone else, but... This is just going to take a moment of clicking. There we go. Minor energy storage has really gone up in price. I'm going to give it to him because it's very useful, but... And then Earth, people don't tend to like that one as much. That's okay. I like Earth just as well. Reasonably well, whatever. Right. So I don't actually want to put his bar together here because this is a PvP zone. Accidentally hit the table there. Or the desk. And that means he's gonna not accurately reflect, or like some of the skills will be modified for that. Okay. Earth magic, some amount of energy storage. Okay, now this is the part where I look at what I've actually got going on over here. Obsidian Flame, Magnetic Surge, those are both good. Obsidian Flame is just like my go-to Earth spell. It does a bunch of useful things. Ebonhawk, Glowstone, Eruption is not bad. Ebonhawk, Glowstone, Eruption. Yeah, okay. Earth Attunement I have in plentiful numbers. Well, probably just two is just dual attune him as well. Dual attuning is pretty straightforward and helps with our energy a lot, especially when I don't have a character dedicated energy restoration. It makes Glowstone a little bit pointless, though. Glowstone helps with energy management, but that's not as important. If I have anyone else... Actually, you know what? I can just replace Glowstone with Stoning. That seems fine. Yeah, this is probably good. More damage-oriented than some. I'll just give him a Resurrection Signet, not worry about the rest. He's fine. Yeah, I think these guys are kind of fine. He'll help defend us a little bit. You're fine. You're fine. And you're fine. My bar is fine. Okay, that seems good to me. Not worrying too much more about any of that stuff. So let's go ahead and talk to our estate guard, Rakesh. And engage in this mission. Wrap up the day with a little bit of Kodonur Crossroads. So here we have the conceit. We have surrendered. They have left us all of our stuff because they are complete fools. And then they're overworking their staff, and their staff is like, "I need a break. You guys are jerks. I'm going away." It's just like, "Look, I'm just taking a break." And his taskmaster is like, "Sure, I guess I'll walk off with you." And then our contact comes along. Is coming along. Raj Firemane, and he will open the gate for us. This does have a little bit of... I don't know why I opened up my friends list, but here we are. He will... When I'm kind of waiting for stuff to happen in the game, I just will like open random tabs for no good reason, or different windows like the guild panel, and be like, "Oh, I see Fear was on earlier today." Hopefully I had a good time. Corn and Taskmaster. So the goal here is I need to get 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these. Taskmaster is taken down. This guy hasn't noticed me yet, and it's kind of annoying. But I need to collect their cell keys, is the long and short of it. So I can open the doors. There's a particular route that I've come to really like in this mission that I'm going to be taking. And it kind of goes around the backside of things here. Another mission I'm realizing that gives us a bunch of allies. I seem to like that theme. All right. So there are, for the bonus we need, like, Zed's going to yell at us. He's going to say, oh, you don't have enough people to go in this way yet. And he's right. We're not ready to storm the garrison. We are, in fact, going after taskmasters. I've heard some rumblings that maybe you don't need to actually quite collect all of the keys and centaurs. But I don't know what the trigger is for it opening. So I'm just going to do it normal like. Because that's what I know. So the first elite taskmaster is Taskmaster Sully over here, or especially Cruel Taskmaster or whatever. Sully is quite dangerous, having a lot of defense and damage. So it's a good idea to take down Sully quickly. What I'm saying. And I like this route because what I basically do is I go up here, I get a couple of these guys, and I just come down here to the next Taskmaster and Elite Task or Cruel Taskmaster and just kind of sweep my way around the map coming back in. And it feels a bit more, less zigzagging and stuff, and a little bit more of a precise route, if that makes sense. So I tend to favor it from that standpoint. Man, if I had enough extra inventory slots, I might want to give this guy like a bunch of +1 focuses. Right now I'm using a 40-40 set, which improves recharge and casting times. Those spells. Kind of like at random, but +1s can also be really good. The boss here, this is the next one, right? This is the Necromancer, Taskmaster Vanok, who has Strip Enchantment, because of course he does. Oh, there's some of that brown dye I was talking about using. Particularly the one I'd use, but, you know. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Not bad just by itself. You can mix dyes in this. It's interesting, actually. So this is the way that you mix dyes currently. You put them in these slots, and you can have up to 4 dyes in kind of a combination. That's not how dyes used to work, and I forgot how dyes used to work because it has been so long since they changed it to that system, which also has a preview mechanic. But the way dyes used to work, and I think some of my characters still have dyes this way, so they're not necessarily 100% replicable, the old, or the results of the old dyeing method. But the way that it used to work is... Wow, that does so much damage so quickly. You would combine dyes into other dyes. So, like, you would take say a blue dye, and you'd mix it into a green dye to get kind of a combo dye. Right, and that's how it used to work a very long time ago. And that had very specific results of doing that. Actually, it's not a bad idea to have costs around to break their blocking, because that helps the minions do better. Probably actually would have been a little bit better to bring Milani. I think her option is a little bit stronger for that. The last cruel Taskmaster, by the way, is right up here. Taskmaster Sadie Belai. So we're going to go knock her and her crew out. This one can get a little bit tricky just because it's very likely for a bunch of monks to stack up, which can make it difficult to kill. But anyway, that old die system gave different combinations than what you can 100% get now, and was a lot more complicated and less predictable. And I prefer the new system overall, but you could do some cool stuff, like really learn how to make specific dye recipes of like mixing for specific colors, and then like sell the dyes you'd mix to players. And there's a whole thing with that. That was kind of cool. That's kind of gone now. Has been for a long time. We will come back for that cell, but we need to go around first. Ow. I guess Mage Hunter Strike is a pretty good choice against me, isn't it? Use that pretty well with a scythe, too, I think. Hey, Shade the. Thank you for the host. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. I'm just doing Kodonur Crossroads here. And talking about the old dice system that isn't in the game anymore because it's the old one. I guess that's kind of self-evident. Are you going to Savage Shot me? I hope not. I prefer not to be. Okay. I think it's time to break out the snow and fire. You know, it would be kind of cool if... it is, isn't it? If Elementalists could get, like, a Stonefist insignia, but it required Earth Prayers. Like, increased duration of knockdowns, but it's like, oh, if your Earth Prayers? If your Earth Magic, excuse me, I don't know why I said Earth Prayers. If your Earth Magic is, like, at least 9 or something, then +1 second to knockdown durations. That sort of thing could be cool. That'd actually be kind of neat. As, like, would it be better as a rune or an insignia? Where, like, oh, if you have this much in an element, then you get, like, this extension. Like a non-stacking thing, but... I like Snowstorm. It's a really fun spell. Let's see. I guess next... So you were figuring out what the minimum necessary was to do this, right? Because you're trying to do a solo challenge. I don't know if that's what you're still doing. But I know at one point you're doing a solo challenge. And on this particular mission. Guy really resisting my damage with Veil of Thorns. Yeah. Yes, it is self. Yes, it is. Is there a spot to see my key count? Yes. 2 cell keys. Okay. Nothing like tanking at the front line with my Elementalist. Here's another one where theoretically buffing allies damage with this is actually a really good idea. Because I did Venta Cemetery earlier. And that's one as well. Where you get all those monks with you. Going around wanding things, getting 1,000 procs off of whirling defense. Good times, good times. Painful, you know, but good. See, that's 31. Yeah, there's definitely more just raw damage. Of course, if I yell at somebody when they're in a bed of coals, then that they have a bad day. Because then they fall down. And get set on fire. Oh, yeah. Healing Seed. Healing Seed is one of those spells that I use a lot of the time because I really like it. Just adds that, you know, additional bit of durability. Okay, there's one more Taskmaster. Oh, I got confused because I saw the cell here and I saw these patrolling guys, so I thought I hadn't come here, but I already had, and just wasn't paying attention to the map because I had it closed. I mean, I guess you can beat up the Spirit of Infuriating Heat if you want to, and I know you do, because the AI loves to take out enemy nature rituals, even if they're helping the party. That one is helping costs to deflect arrows. A noble task. Probably. Okay, now I can just go up here and open the last cells, because now I have all 3 remaining cell keys. Not to be confused with cell keys. Spelled with an S and 1 L. The mythological water seal lady things. Is that Celtic mythology? I feel like it is, but I don't actually know that it is. I know that they're in Eventide and Shadowmoor, Magic the Gathering. Cold-Eyed Selkie is a sweet card. Especially with, like, Bone Splitter. And such. Actually, I have an Exalted deck that uses Cold-Eyed Selkie. We'll just talk about Magic decks here. But it's a lot of fun to give Cold-Eyed Selkie a bunch of additional power and toughness because of Exalted. Maybe even multiple attacks. Get more Exalted triggers. Draw half your deck. Good times, good times. Last 2 centaurs are over here. Really get tired of strip enchantment, so glad to see those oppressors go down. Let's open some more of these cell doors. Go get Mirza Veldrunner. That's roughly the path I like. Good enough. I don't need that dip back up there. This should have just been a straight line down to that. But what you're gonna do when you forget where anything is? These guys could really be bunched up a little bit more. Hey, what do you know? They decided that too, on their own, independently. I'm so proud of them. Where are you going? I don't know. I don't know where that guy was going. He was trying to leave, I guess. I think there's another group that tends to wander around here. There's a lot of, like, specific AI behavior when you get close to this, I feel. Oh, and that's about to explode for some reason. Just decided it explodes. I'll take it. I'll take random explosions. Okay. Man, your inventory's like... So I was just playing Path of Exile earlier, and then it had an update, which is why I'm doing Guild Wars 1 right now, because I've... trying to do a little bit more Path of Exile. But, coming from that game and how tight its inventory is, my inventory just feels absolutely enormous right now. It's like, man, I can pick up so much stuff. Most of it's junk, but I can pick up so much stuff. Which is kind of funny. Good old blood is power. I like enemies that use it. The exact same reason enemies like my dudes when they use it. They die fast. Oh, hi, Hunger. I guess you can enjoy some getting damaged.
Mercer Veldrunner will take my people home from here. I shall come with you. Why should we trust you?
Okay, whatever. Plot accomplished. What an odd assortment of quests. Hey, Lonai. Mysterious message. Ah, yes, the other mysterious message. Not to be confused with the one where you have to hide the message in a log in the Meguma jungle. Let's see. Same item. Same hold item. Just a mysterious message. I wonder if I could go hide this one in a log in the Meguma jungle. I wonder if that would break things. You know what? Let's proceed a little bit further. I'm not going to do the next mission, but I am going to go just a touch further. A pinch. A wee bit. Hey, Zed. Oh, yeah. Zed got some level. I'm fine with this team for the moment. Some good eruption damage. Oh, it's those gates opening that's making that enormous creak. I was wondering. Yes. Yes. Okay, who do I want to go with? I've been kind of debating this. So at this point, we get to choose whether we want Master of Whispers or Margaret the Sly. And the choice here is not just mechanical. It also like dictates what missions we get. So Ryland Refuge or Pogon Passage with depending upon which one we pick. And then later up here we have the Hidden City of Adashim versus Zaganir Bastion. And I feel like I often pick Margaret the Sly here. It doesn't matter that much to me which one I go with. Maybe I go with Pogon Passage. Maybe I go with Ryland Refuge. Like, I'm kind of content with Elias here. Thank you. Boy, this really doesn't matter much to me. How about... I mean, you can get the other one later, so it doesn't matter. I think I kind of want to grab Master of Whispers just because I don't want to deal with the hidden city of Vadoshim. Yeah, but that's a lot of damage for the bonus there. Yeah, let's just go with Master of Whispers. Meet Deja. The Jaren Estate, which is where we just came from. Yeah, she's actually just going to be just south of here. We're going to need to fight some Droughtlings. It'll be fine. I need to clear out my inventory, but I'm not going to do a ton here. I think I might just kind of go to the point of getting Rylon Refuge. I'll probably want to drop Elias for Rylon Refuge anyway. So, Rylon Refuge has a bunch of elementalists being painful, so. Frankly, I probably want to drop costs at that point for Gwen, too. I should theoretically be able to capture Sandstorm at that point as well, now that I think about it. That's immaterial. Hello, Deja. Yes. These Jinn are our allies, other Jinn will be our enemies. It's a whole mess. I think they look cool. Very abby. They have quite impressive abs. The very existence within the Elon. The Elon is an important river in Ilona. It'd be kind of like if you named Egypt Nyla or something for the Nile. Instead of Egypt. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting for them to finish their dialogue. We need to kill some Droughtlings. Make sure we are competent or something. These guys are actually kind of nasty. You can do a lot of damage. But I suspect I can bring a Master of Whispers bar that will help tremendously with that. Notably, being able to bring some strong enchantment removal will help against them. Because they do use some serious defensive enchantments to mitigate damage that they're taking. Which is why I'm not doing any more than I am. And then they instantly go poof the moment it wears out. Oh, great. A corn and coin. Okay. Just need to meet him in the floodplain of Macalon. He's going to take me up to Rylon Refuge anyway, so maybe going there earlier was not, like, the most useful thing, but... that got another level, so that's nice. Let's see. I'm going to want to capture, or try to capture Sandstorm off the drought when we get to that point. Oh, and I have Pain Inverter. That's delicious. Pain Inverter is going to be really good against the droughts, because, yeah. It's an Elementalist boss. Of course it's good against the drought. This is not the best. Oh my. I went through the wrong door. Kodonur Crossroads is well named. It's a bunch of roads connected together. I just want to get to the start of the next mission at this point. Going a little bit long because Shade hosted me, which I appreciate. Maybe I should process some of this inventory while I'm walking. PI, Pain Inverter is one of those skills that I'd frankly put in Smiting Prayers. Probably renamed a little bit, but it feels like a Smiting Prayers skill to me. Like a super version. Like, I'd make it a Smiting Prayers Elite. But yes, Pain Inverter is definitely a skill that is a little too much. I'll agree with that. I will agree with that. And Winds is a skill that, like, needs help. Winds is just so mediocre. At bare minimum, it needs, like, a 3/4 second activation time or something. It just takes so long. I normally would have expected that to aggro the heck it, but apparently didn't. I don't know what's up with that. I would love to spend time, like, rebalancing this game. I don't know if anybody would want me to, because I think it'd make them very sad, but... yeah, I probably don't want to bring Mindburn into the mission as well. What do I even have? I have Savannah Heat. Savannah Heat would actually be really good with what I'm doing. That would actually be a fine idea. Ow. Man. So here's the thing, too, right? Is as hard as these guys are hitting me, I have my Geomancer's armor on, which is giving me plus 20 armor against them. They could sometimes hit my headpiece, which has less armor, because armor in this game is regional for some reason, which I think is kind of cool, but also very non-intuitive. So every now and then they'll hit me in my head for additional damage because it's lower armor, but... yeah, these guys get bonus damage because they're level 24. And just the way spell scaling, or the way scaling for spells works in this game is, well, not weird per se, but it's heavily affected by level in a way that kind of sucks for the player. Hey, granite slabs. This guy needs granite slabs to accumulate so we can make an axe. Yeah. Could go get Decapitate over there. I'm pretty sure Decapitate's like one of the worst axe elites you could ever use on Elementalist, though, because it drains all of your energy. Oofa doofa. And needless to say, having all of your energy drained is a really good way of not doing anything. Yeah. Sometimes I don't recommend it. I don't know why I used that accent there. Okay, let's make our way back to Deja for further instructions. This disease will wear itself out. They use rotting flesh, don't they? Probably should change market protection out for something actually more useful. I mean, this is a really powerful effect. It's just not what I'd want it to be. Yeah, this will warp us into Rylon Refuge. Okay, let's go... I guess I dropped that because I'm going to bring a Signet of Capture. Glowing Gaze is still useful-ish, but maybe I need to change things around a little bit. Signet of Capture, try to capture Snowstorm at the end of that, and... Savannah Heat. Yeah, Glowing Gaze... won't be as good with this. I mean, I could just use Glyph of Immolation, maybe? But... Yeah, without Mind Burn, Flare also becomes super lackluster. I probably need to spend my time figuring out what this is off off stream because I'm just about done. You know what? Friggin' whatever. We're gonna Firestorm City when next we hop on this guy. And that's gonna be that. There we go. There's some bar. Some sort of bar. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a Master of Whispers. No, Master of Whispers is unlocked. Elias by Master of Whispers. Hello. I don't know what Master of Whispers is doing just yet, but he's probably going to be Spect Curses? I have to check what I'm doing on Livia. But I did get Master of Whispers, so that means I get to add some Nightfall Necromancer skills. Sure. Let's just scroll down here. So what new stuff did I get? Envenom, or Poisoned Heart, which is not the most exciting skill, but sure. Rip Enchantment, Well of Darkness, Contagion. Signet of Lost Souls is really good, actually. Rend Enchantments. Animate Shambling Horror I'm also quite fond of, and that's probably going to get slapped on Elias pretty soon. Signet of Shadows, Reaper's Mark, Order of Undeath. This one's alright, but not my favorite. Standard Sort. I mean, I have a copy of Chillblains. I'll probably put that on Master of Whispers, frankly. Chillblains. I'll probably drop Costs for Gwen, because that's going to be more useful here. Oh, she also has Shatter Enchantment. That's good. And some other stuff. Like Enfeebling Blood. Do I have Weakened Armor? Yes, I do. Plenty. And some other stuff. Okay, I'll worry about this next time. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. I'll do some inventory cleaning up and things. Let's just go ahead and save this so I make sure it's saved. Cool. So yes, this is going to be the end of today's stream. Bit of a weird day, but that's fine. I like having things change up every now and then. So let's see. The next stream is Saturday, because today is Wednesday. Last I checked. Checking. Yes. Okay. It's still Wednesday. So yes, next stream will be on Saturday. It'll be more Guild Wars 1, because Guild Wars 1 is generally being streamed on Saturdays by me. And the plan is to continue stuff Rex Templarus here through Nightfall and Gerudo Senso through Eye of the North. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. So until then, everyone, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for joining in for this little Guild Wars mini stream. I have a Discord here if people want to get notified there when I go live, or you can follow to get notified when I go live. You can check the schedule down below. Follow, I think I already said that, so I'm repeating myself. That means I need to wrap up. So until next time, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and goodbye.